Hello everyone. Welcome to this complete beginner series on Azure Data Factory. In this video, we will answer 3 very important questions. What is Azure Data Factory? Why it exists? And what problem it actually solves? If you are new to data engineering or cloud tools, don't worry. This video is designed for absolute beginners. By the end of this video, Azure Data Factory will feel simple and logical, not confusing. For more videos, please follow and subscribe to ZoomInData. Let's begin. Before we start, let's understand why Azure Data Factory is important. Data in companies comes from many different sources. If we move or manage this data manually, it can fail. Automation is required to make this process reliable and efficient. In real organizations, data comes from several places. There are databases like SQL Server, MySQL, or Oracle. There are files, such as CSV, Excel, or JSON. There is cloud storage, like Azure Data Lake. And sometimes, data comes from APIs or on-premise systems. The challenge without automation is clear. Manual processes take too much time, errors occur frequently, and the process is not scalable. Companies need a reliable and automated way to move and manage their data. This is where Azure Data Factory comes in. Azure Data Factory is a cloud-based data integration service. It helps move, organize, and automate data pipelines between different systems. To simplify, Azure Data Factory moves data, orchestrates workflows, and automates pipelines. It decides where data should come from, where it should go, and what should happen next. It is important to understand what Azure Data Factory does not do. It does not store data. It does not analyze data. And it does not create reports. Its role is only to coordinate and automate data movement. Let's use a simple analogy. Think of a factory. Raw materials come in. A manager decides what to do. Machines do the work. Finished products go out. In this analogy, Azure Data Factory is like the factory manager. Here is the flow in the factory. Raw materials go to the factory manager, who assigns tasks to machines. The machines process the raw materials and create finished products. Now let's map this to data. Data sources go to Azure Data Factory, which coordinates processing systems. And finally, the processed data is stored in data storage. Remember, Azure Data Factory does not process data itself. It manages and coordinates the flow. At a high level, Azure Data Factory connects source systems to destination systems. It applies rules, orchestrates activities, and ensures that data moves correctly and efficiently. In simple terms, Azure Data Factory acts as a central coordinator. It connects systems, controls data flow, and runs automated pipelines to move data where it is needed. Now, let's look at the core capabilities of Azure Data Factory. First, data movement. Azure Data Factory can copy data from sources to destinations. This works for cloud-to-cloud scenarios and for moving data from on-premise systems to the cloud. Second, data orchestration. ADF can run tasks in sequence, run tasks based on conditions, or run multiple tasks in parallel. This gives control over complex workflows. Third, automation. ADF pipelines can be scheduled to run daily, hourly, or based on specific events. This removes the need for manual work and ensures that data pipelines run consistently. Here is where Azure Data Factory fits in the overall architecture. Data comes from various sources, goes through Azure Data Factory, and reaches a data lake or warehouse. From there, analytics and reporting tools can access the data. You should learn Azure Data Factory if you are an aspiring data engineer, work in an Azure environment, or want to build automated data pipelines. It is a very powerful tool in modern cloud data engineering. You may not need Azure Data Factory if you only work with small local datasets, do not use cloud systems, or do not need automation in your workflows. Let's quickly summarize. Azure Data Factory orchestrates data movement. It does not store or analyze data. It automates workflows and ensures that data reaches the right place at the right time. Remember this foundation. It is critical for the rest of the series. In the next video, we will compare Azure Data Factory with SSIS and Apache Airflow. You will understand when to use each tool and why Azure Data Factory may be the right choice. If you found this video helpful, like, share, subscribe to ZoomInData. More Azure Data Factory tutorial videos coming soon. Stay connected and keep learning.